Protesting Chinese workers took their concerns to the Chinese embassy in Port of Spain. They are complaining about unbearable and inhumane working conditions. They also allege that they are owed 2 months' wages, a total of 23,000 Chinese currency, the equivalent of 2,300 TT dollars each. Their protest started early on Tuesday morning on the Uriah Butler Highway, then on to the Immigration Department in Port of Spain, and finally to the Chinese embassy. Riot police were called out at the embassy to ensure that they kept the peace. The workers, who can barely speak English, told us through an interpreter that they are employed by the Beijing Lingwang Construction Company, which has government contracts to construct buildings in different parts of the country. Cheng Dongshen told us through a translator they are tired of the conditions and they want to go home.
We're here because our bosses haven't paid us for 2 months and we want to return to China.
Armed with copies of their contracts, the workers accuse the company of reneging on its contractual obligations to them. They're also calling on the Trinidad and Tobago government to intervene and to stop the advantage.
They don't give them time to sleep, time to rest, but they have to continue working.
They say they have been working in Trinidad for 18 months. After an hour of protest and pleading, officials from the embassy agreed to meet with a contingent of the workers. Meantime, David Wong, an assistant to the manager of Beijing Lingwang Construction Company, told CNC3 that the contracts to the workers were terminated before time, since they wanted to return home. And the 2 months' salary owed to them was used as a deposit for paperwork with regards to work permits and other documents. But the disgruntled Chinese workers say they will not leave the site at the embassy until they are given their money to return to China. In 2005, the government of Trinidad and Tobago entered into an agreement with the Chinese government to assist in the construction of key government buildings and houses. For CNC3, I'm Otto Carrington.